Welcome back. Game 2, Sapphire Series, the Hart Sapphire Series, coming to you live from the Nissan Arena. Today we have an incredible match, the 5 p.m. game between the Wildcats and the USQ Jets. My name is Dave Mills. I'm joined in commentary today by the development squad umpire, Zach Von Holl. Zach, we've got a great game on our hands here. Last time these two teams played, which was last week, they both won convincingly. Should be a good match, my friend.
Yeah, very excited to see how these two teams square up today, just because they are both undefeated. And of course, the defending champions here of the Wildcats. And the Jets have a very well-trained team, so I'm sure it'll be an excellent match to watch.
So the Cougars and the Bull Sharks played at 3, and that was a big win to the Cougars, 60-39. So they sit top of the table. They've scored 120 in their first 2 games. Chance here for the Wildcats or the USQ Jets to go top of the table with a big win here. The teams have just been handed to us. I'll start with the Wildcats. We go with Beryl Friday, the former Firebird, playing GS. Bryony Payne at GA. Lisa Maimai at WA. Lita Verver is the centre and captain. Diamond Chanel Gomes, is the wing defence. The goal defence is Danielle Taylor. Lenora Misser is the goalkeeper. That leaves a bench of Jamison Power, Brittany Mould, and Rachel Farnana. So they're coached by Danielle Edwards. The Jets side has been handed to me. It lines up with Charlie Bell at the shooter. She's joined by Lucinda Benjamin at GA. Stephanie O'Brien, captain and wing attack. Brooke Harms, the centre. Lisa Wolno, the WD. The defensive end is Siobhan Sherlaw and Bridie Condren, which leaves a bench of McKeely Cock, Rosie Baker, and returning to the side, Monique French, someone I coached back in the day at the Lions, sensational midcourt player. I'm excited for this one. I'm a bit of a Jets fan, having coached the Lions many, many years ago. So I'm hoping the Lions win. I reckon they're going to win by 27.
Wow,
what about you, brother? What's your tip? Are you going with the Premiers or are you going with the up-and-comers?
I think it'll be a little bit closer than that, personally. And just after watching the Wildcats last week, I think they know how to win and they know how to get through some challenging situations. They were pushed a little bit more than the Jets last week, so I'm going to go the Wildcats, but I reckon it'll be within 5.
You took the soft option there, my friend, going with the defending premiers and the team that's stacked with talent, with Beryl Friday, a former Firebird, Chanel Gomes, a West Coast Fever, I believe, player, and of course a Diamond. So you're going with the soft option. I'm going with the underdog in the Jets. The umpires for this game, Cara Winnebaum, Jess Lakeman, and the reserve umpire is Rachel Thomas. We have the Jets in green. They're going from left to right on the screen. Wildcats get us underway. They're going right to left. Immediately there's a turnover. Looks like a breaking play. So first opportunity here to the Jets to score. They have it through O'Brien. And she finds Hams. Hams looking for one of the talls and finds Bell. And boom shakalaka, the Jets are away. Given that I predicted them to win, I'm very happy with that. And Charlie Ball gets us underway. Sorry, Charlie Bell, my apologies. So, great intercept there. Turnover to the Wildcats. So, Maimai with it. Friday's just coming out of the circle. Looks to the pocket. Again, Friday running the offense at the moment. A loose little bit of a step there, missed by the umpire. But Beryl Friday evens it up and puts the centres back on serve, so to speak. And a couple of turnovers to both teams there, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. Always seems to happen in those first couple of balls. Just shaking out those nerves, obviously. Squaring up their opposition, and another turnover straight away there by Condren. So
at this stage, no one has saw. A loose feed in. I think that was O'Brien, was it, or was it Benjamin? And chance here for the Wildcats to hang on to their centre pass. Verver controlling the centre well. Gets it now, hits the top of the circle. And another turnover there. Ooh, buddy, I thought that came off Condren last. You didn't think so?
Nah. Clara's a very well-versed umpire, so I'm sure she had the better angle than us up here.
Typical umpire, protecting the people in white.
I'm going for Team White today.
Team White, there you go. Netball's the winner today, according to Zach. So working hard. Oh, great drive there. And goal attack, Bryony Payne gets her first for the game. Wildcats 2-1 up. Early stages, first quarter. O'Brien with it now, goes wide. Hams touch there from, I think that was from the Wildcats. It was. Nisa. And Hams has it now. Looking for Bell. Bell pushing through in the hell ball. A quickish hell ball, I would have thought there, Mr. Umpire.
Well, it was good defence work by the Wildcats too. So, you know, I sometimes think it's, you watch some of the games in Suncorp Super Netball and we have shooters that hold balls for a long time. So I don't mind a short 3 seconds sometimes.
I'm just going to take this opportunity. I would like to respectfully acknowledge the Turrbal, Jagara and Yagara peoples, the traditional landowners and custodians of land of which this event is taking place, and elders past, present and emerging. So Wildcats with the early lead 3-1. Gomes working hard at the wing defence spot. And Friday comes out of the circle. A very slick circle at the moment for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they're changing up their shooting who's taking the shots as well, and Beryl's coming out of the circle occasionally just to probably get Condren out of the circle, so we open up Payne. But once again, there's another turnover.
So Payne misses that one. Ball falls to the Jets. Wing through Hams, looks down, finds Benjamin. Onto O'Brien. Oh, and the wing defender Danielle Taylor gets a hand in there. Sorry, goal defender. And throw into the Jets. They haven't quite settled yet. Bell with it. She had the first. Gets a second. Jets down by 1. Centre pass with the Wildcats. Lucky, no, it's gone the other way. Back to the Jets. So, of course, we thank our major sponsors, Hart Sport, for contributing significantly to this incredible series. Sherlaw with it now. Finds Hams. Hams finds Benjamin. Benjamin, great connection with Bell.
Yeah, I think their connection last week was really strong in that circle, so I'm not surprised to see them in the starting GS position this week.
So, of course, last week the Jets played the Bull Sharks that we watched earlier today, and they won by 20, 57-37. And the Wildcats had a tougher game with the USC Thunder, and they won 50-44. Spoke to the Thunder coach, Gary Pash, and he said his team was in it. Just that big moments, the Thunder seemed to not capitalise as well as the Wildcats. So 3-3, we've played nearly 5. Friday at the post does the
pirouette to stay in.
Magnificent effort to keep that ball alive. And Bryony Page, Bryony goal, and gives the Wildcats a lead 4-3. So nothing in it at this stage, Zach.
No, absolutely not. And there's some really good mid-court defence is what's happening as well. So it's actually really making it difficult for our mid-courters to get some ease of access to the top of the circle.
Benjamin's first shot, she makes sure of it and ties the game at 4s. Don't forget you can join us on all the socials, particularly the Facebook page. If you send us a comment, a message, it will be answered. We have staff standing by, rapidly replying to your questions. If you want an umpiring question, I have one of the best sitting beside me. I'm actually standing.
I'll take that compliment.
So, and if you want any tips on hair and makeup, I can do that. Just joking, of course. So Bell with the ball, makes no mistake. And the Jets now lead for the first time. And another loose pass into that circle.
Yeah, Miss is going to pick up those intercepts.
Did it
every
easily.
single day.
Read it like a book. And not even a very good book. Friday owns the backspace.
Yeah, it was set up by a really good swing by the Wildcats, and yeah, they're quite proficient at that swing across the circle. Both Veve and Mimi not afraid to throw a long pass across the top of the circle or
Friday
straight into
again,
Friday.
Showing the form that made her a Firebird a couple of years back. And just like that, the Jets lead of 1 is now swung the other way. Wildcats by 1, 6-5. We played nearly halfway through the first quarter. And great pick up there by Hams after the good work from Taylor. O'Brien with the feed. Finds Bell under the ring. It's a very tall circle between Bell and Benjamin.
Yeah, right across the court, the Jets have some very tall players. So, being a tall guy myself, they're right up there with me. So I think these sharp, zippy attack line by the Wildcats need to get under and use some of those bounce passes, I think.
The game is getting bigger, that's for sure. And you are a giant, Zach. So, Sure with it finds Benjamin. Back to Woolnough, who's come on. So, oh no, she started wing defence, my apologies. Great contest there. Bell strong to the ball. Benjamin working the baseline. And another excellent shot. Benjamin, that's her second. And we're tied up at sevens with 7 to play. It doesn't get any better than that. Perfect symmetry. If you're playing 21, buddy, you would be call him Blackjacky. So, great intercept there, Woolnough.
Yeah, Condren also had asked for it, so it was going to go to one of them.
Read it well. Long pass in, and Bell under the ring, shoots and scores.
It's probably one of the better transition plays we've seen from the Jets. They probably need to get that ball down as quick as possible so they don't allow the Wildcats to set up any offensive defense there.
Chance to go 2 up here. It'll be the biggest lead for the Jets of the game thus far. And Benjamin steps in, fakes off, and passes to Bell, and why wouldn't you? So the margin is 2, 9 to 7. We've got 6.5 to go in this cracking match. So Vere with it now. Back to Vere. Cracks it into Friday, who lunges and makes absolutely no mistake. Nice play there by the Wildcats, my friend.
Yeah, they do have that ability to score quickly, particularly with Beryl Friday in there. But so do the Jets, but just being held up here by the Wildcats around the edge of the circle. Can't seem to find the edge.
A bit of patience being shown there, and eventually O'Brien finds Bell. And Bell yet to miss a shot. She's got 8 of the 10 for the Jets, and the Wildcats down by 2 with it now. There with it. Looks in. Swings across, dangerous ball. Hams gets a hand to it. That's very hard to say. Hams gets a hand.
Say it 3 times quickly.
Yeah, I won't be doing that. And Payne must have been offside. Woolnough nearly picked that off. And it's loose ball. Condren nearly ate it for breakfast. Beryl Friday slots it away.
Yeah, tough pressure under there by the defenders.
So we have a obstruction call, I feel. O'Brien with it. 2-on-1 in the circle. Beautifully set up by Lucinda Benjamin.
Yeah,
played it smartly. The screen set by Bell. Benjamin under the post. Margin is back to 2. Great pace there. My. And Payne work it nice and close. Misses a shot. Friday can't get the boards. Condren has. Kicks it out to Hams. Transition time for the Jets. Held up again, as you were saying earlier, that good defence by the Wildcats.
Yeah, just holding them over to that one side. So I think the Jets really need to try and get that ball down as quickly as possible. Just particularly that congestion in that mid-court.
Well, Nora Missa with the hand knocks it out. Benjamin with the throw now. Does she go for herself or look elsewhere? Goes to herself and then does a magnificent roll and sets the backspace well. Shoots long and makes no mistake. Probably that's the limit of her range, and a great shot by Benjamin.
Yes, absolutely.
12-9, the margin of 3. Another break, and that gets the Jets rolling well. Played advantage there, my friend.
A couple of simple errors, really, by the Wildcats that has pushed this lead out because the defensive pressure is quite strong. But yeah, it's just a couple of those offside calls or easy contacts that are allowing the Jets to take this lead.
And Bell took that shot as cool as a cucumber, as does Friday. Nothing seems to be phasing them. Margin of 3, Wildcats 10, Jets 13. We've got 3:23 to play. It seems like a simple play for the Jets at the moment. Bell holds fairly high in the circle, owns the backspace, kick it into her. Is that a fair assessment, my friend?
Well, when you've got that height underneath the post, why wouldn't you? I mean, Misa does have a very good read on the ball, but if they turn and flick that ball into her quickly, then she doesn't have an opportunity to get that intercept.
So the ball's gone into the stands. There's a little child there trying to find it for us. Oh, there she is. She's emerged safely. It was a bit of a worry there for a while. Condren gets us going again. Working with Sherlaw. No rolling sub changes yet this quarter, I believe.
There's that defensive pressure by the Wildcats, trying to get it down quickly.
O'Brien, the great clearing drive, finds Bell, and Boom Chuckalugga gets another one. Makes him hurt on the turnover. 15-10. The defending Premier's in trouble early. And O'Brien owning the mid-court at the moment, working brilliantly with Hams, finds Benjamin.
Yeah, O'Brien had a tremendous game last week. I feel like she was the player of the match on their squad, so I'm not surprised that she's almost having it all her own way.
We almost have to call her a veteran. She's been around a long time. Was up and coming when I was coaching back in the mid-noughties, and she's certainly developed as a player and be one of the first pick these days.
So Power has just come on for the Wildcats and goal shooter, so obviously looking for a change in that down that end, just wanting to change things up.
So Friday's gone to GA and Power to the shooting position. The commentator's curse is the rolling substitution, my friend.
They do them quickly.
I know. And while I'm still learning the players, it's difficult at times.
And it looks like we've got another one coming on at wing defence, Farnana.
Veve gets the hand to that one, just promotes it for the Jets. The Jets out by 7, 17-10. Bell and Benjamin have been looking magnificent in the circle. Benjamin again owning the backspace, so relaxed on the shot, as is Bell. Nothing's phasing him at the moment. 18-10, great first quarter by the Jets, but not a bad one by the Wildcats. Just a couple of turnovers here and there.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like they've played particularly bad, but it's just errors like that one we see by Friday, pushing the ball across the goal line. But yeah, it's making it a little bit easy for the Jets, and that's where this lead's come from. They're not making those errors that, you know, they've cleaned up their game in the after the first 2 minutes.
So Gomes went off there, and Farnana's come on at Farnana is come on at WD. So she's got the ball now. Benjamin in the face. Throws a loose one away to the coaching bench. They can't play. We're inside the last minute, 41 to go. And the ball is with the Jets. Geez, if they scored here and then get their centre next, they'd be pretty happy with that first quarter. 20, anytime you score more than 15 in a quarter, you're going to be happy. So, and Bell takes the difficult one, and then throws up an air ball. Benjamin kills, is that Edwards, I feel? So, and we're all good now playing on. Sorry, that's Taylor that Benjamin ran into. Edwards is the coach. So the first quarter comes to a rapid conclusion, 18-10 to the Jets. They've basically were down a little bit early. The Wildcats worked hard to get an early 2-goal lead, but since that point when the Jets tied it up, they've run away with it. A few loose turnovers there, great shooting by Bell and Benjamin. Thoughts on the first quarter, Zach?
Yeah, it was pretty close for most of that quarter, so I think the Wildcats probably just need to clean up some of their play, making no more errors. There's just too many loose balls and turnovers in that last 5-minute period, and it just, you know, when you're playing a team like the Jets and their ability to not make mistakes on turnovers and easily get that ball into their shooters and convert, yeah, they just can't afford those simple errors, and that's why we're seeing an 8-goal deficit already. So don't count the Wildcats out, though. They are fighters, and they're good from coming from behind. So.
And Coach Tracy Jeans-Fraser will be very impressed with the start by the shooters of the Jets, Benjamin and Bell.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, like any feeder would be licking their lips to have both Lucy and Charlie in that goal circle, ready to take the ball and then put the ball up. So there's no fear against those Wildcat defenders either, so there's lots of confidence at the moment for both the mid-court to feed it in and for those shooters to put the ball up.
And Danielle Edwards should be talking to the troops, trying to get them to minimise the errors, yeah?
100%. I think if they can clean that up and just treasure their possession, then they're well back in this game.
Excellent. So don't forget tonight we've got one more game coming up at 7. That's the CLC Tigers versus the USC Thunder. Both teams lost last week, so desperate to get their first win of the 2020 season. Gary Passion, the coach of the Thunder, very confident, thinks they're going to do really well tonight. A couple of his players are actually playing for the Sunshine Coast Lightning right now, so he's a bit concerned that they may not be back. And that, of course, is Binion Hunt and Ashley Uni. They're both playing for the Lightning right now, so he's hopeful he'll have them, but it just depends on the traffic coming down from the sunny coast into Brizzy. But fingers crossed. If you want to come down and watch that game, there's plenty of room here. Don't forget we do maintain strict COVID-19 protocols, so we'll just have to sign in and all that sort of stuff and make sure that you adhere to our policies and procedures for any Netball Queensland events coming up in the next immediate future. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in. But we are playing. There is a bit of a crowd here. It is fantastic. Our thanks to our major sponsor, which is Hart Sport, who have supported this competition now for the first 2 years. And we're very proud to have them on board. So, second quarter getting underway, margin of 8. Jets by 27 is looking like a pretty good prediction by myself, Zach. Just saying.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I called it early, as I tend to do, and make a goose of myself more often than not.
All right, Wildcats fans, you better get on that Facebook and tell us what you reckon is the comeback on.
Of course, we are on the socials. Don't be afraid to send us a message, send us a question. Zach is eager to hear from you. And we start with the Jets centre pass and turnover. The Wildcats with the ball now. So, Friday out of GA. So, tactical move late in the first quarter. Power is the shooter. Friday misses. Power, great save, but cut off brilliantly by Sherlaw. And the transition, if there's one area they could improve a little bit, the Jet is transition, mind you, that is pretty good. So
yeah, but they are playing quite patiently. They're not throwing any balls away. And that's the difference, like getting it into those shooters and putting it up.
Charlie Bell picks off where she left it off in the first quarter.
No surprises.
And margin 9. Wildcats desperate for some goals. Friday with it now. And gets it, so margin back to 8. It's just danger times for me for the Wildcats. If it gets out a little bit more, it could be all she wrote early. So O'Brien, again, picking the best option. Contact on Bell. She was double teamed, must have pushed through. I was about to say it's brilliant work by Benjamin, the way she sort of cleared the circle and left it open for Bell, but unfortunately the turnover came. An obstruction call there on Walno. So Friday seems to be taking the dominant role at the moment, trying to feed the circle.
Yeah, and that's why they put her out into goal attack, because she does so well in just refeeding and being really the playmaker in between the feeders and goalers.
So My there gets the feed into Friday, who gets the goal. So it was 18-10 at the quarter time break.
And there's those simple errors once again, so they need to make sure that they just clean those up.
Benjamin, great drive, pulls up well, finds O'Brien. Hams clears the circle, opens it up. Bell's on for the long one, but it doesn't get to her. Instead, I think it's My with hands in. Throws it to Veve and Fananana.
They just can't convert when they get that turnover.
Benjamin, great eyes into the circle. Bell gets it, creeps in. Shooter's roll, we call that, and she gets it. 20-12. We've played 2.5 in the second. And the Jets flexing their premiership credentials. Hands with it, finds Benjamin. Again, looks straight in. Great understanding between those two, Benjamin and Bell.
Yeah, and it's a quick turn too, so Lucy knows exactly where Charlie's going to be straight underneath that post, so it just doesn't give the defenders any chance to kind of set up or get their eyes up to take that intercept.
Taylor gets it, links up. Fanana gets the ball, finds Veve. Friday again doing a mountain of work at the moment. Power positions well for the boards, but doesn't need to, as Friday makes sure.
That's the quality of Beryl Friday. Like, she's just got that ability to kind of, as I said, be the playmaker for the team and really convert on any opportunities that she's presented with.
So Bell gets it and shoots again. Seems like a common theme. Give it to Bell, she shoots, she makes no mistake. It's going to be said that a lot of times. So, it's a simple game, netball sometimes, and the Jets are playing it very well at the moment. And another loose pass not turned over. Friday gets it off Veve. Friday taking every second pass at the moment. And great rebound by Power. Hits the front of the ring again. She's missed a couple. Sets herself now, bends and shoots magnificently for the goal. Margin of 8. They're hanging around the Wildcats. They're the defending premiers. They won't go away. Jets through O'Brien. Hams give and go with O'Brien. Bell just turned at the wrong time. Benjamin sliding around. They're both in the back space now, but they find Benjamin. Don't think she's missed yet and doesn't make any mistakes this time.
Yeah, I think that mid-court pressure by the Wildcats is going to have to ramp up a little bit because they're just finding so much access to the edge of the circle and then into either of their shooters.
So Sherlaw got a hand to it, cleaned up by Condren through Walno now. Brilliant play by Sherlaw. She read that like a Dr. Seuss book and found the ball in her palm. Hams finds Bell, beautiful roll by her. And just like that, the margin is double figures, 10, biggest lead of the game.
There's almost a little bit of frustration at by the Wildcats at the moment. Yeah, there's a couple of heads down. Oh, and a bit of a collision.
Flash of bodies there. So Missa comes out on top, gets it. Great transition by them. Friday again, she's taking every second pass. So, hell ball. Yes, a hell ball called by the umpire. So...
yeah, just like they're not missing anything today. Her timer's on.
Yes. So fill me in, my friend. The umpire closest to the screen, I don't know these people, is...
Jess Lakeman is on with her back to us, and Cara Wennebaum is facing us. So, and Cara's had the opportunity of sitting on the sideline of some Suncorp Super Netball games this season.
Excellent.
So that's been... she's been the beneficiary of some of all the Suncorp games being played up here in Queensland, which is so excellent for our Queensland umpires to have that opportunity.
And some of the younger players are getting starts in other teams and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Bridie Condren there, the goalkeeper for the Jets, has been on the bench for the West Coast Fever when they were down a player. So, and we saw Halida Veve in the Firebird squad at the beginning of the season as well.
Excellent. So the Wildcats get one back and then throw it away straight away on their centre pass. Hard to build into or eat into this margin if they keep doing that sort of play. And nice and steady with the Jets now, bringing it out. Hams finds it, finds Sherlaw in plenty of space. Links up with O'Brien, it goes long. Bell pulls in a big one, but she's been called for the push-off again. That's the second one this quarter. So umpire, it's Wennerben on the far side.
Yeah, Cara Wennerben.
Cara is obviously seeing something in Bell's play. She's called it twice for the push-off.
Yeah, it's probably just that back arm. She's trying to set up that hold and then just pushing the defender in the opposite direction.
Excellent work. That's, of course, Zach Von Hoff, who is a umpire with the up-and-coming development squad, which is fantastic to get the interpretations, my friend. Let's talk controversy. Through the week, Suncorp Super Netball, a send-off. Zach, would you have done it?
Yeah, look, it...
I would. Oh, he said yeah.
It created a lot of chat amongst the umpires, but what came out of that is that the umpires followed the correct protocol as the rule states in the rule book. So I guess sometimes there is just that confusions between commentators or players where they're not just clear on the exact rulings and what happens. And I mean, netball has become such a competitive sport lately, and you know we do like some of those contacts and contests, but at the end of the day, there's a rule book for a reason, so we have to follow match procedures.
So there you go, from an umpire to our audience, that explanation of the Suncorp Super Netball controversy. In the meantime, we've had one goal each and a lot of turnover in the last minute or so. And Sherlock this time contacts Power, who takes the shot and falls in. So they're getting the margin back. It's back to 8. So the Wildcats hanging around just when we thought the Jets might run away with it when they got it out to 10. So Bell a little bit more contained this quarter. But I'm telling you, I don't think I've seen a more relaxed shooter than Charlie Bell. She gets it, she just turns and plops it in.
Yeah, there's no concern on the face at all, so...
She's got a bit of ice running through those veins, and the good ice, not the bad ice.
Yeah,
and,
the Wildcats have brought on Chanel Gomez too, just to try and change up that defensive end.
So... Gomez, the former Diamond, has gone into goalkeeper on Bell. Bell seems so relaxed, I don't think she'll worry that she's playing on a Diamond. So.
Yeah, she's been in the national program, also Charlie Bell, so I think she's been up against some stiff competition in that defensive lineup before.
Sounds like she'll be a Diamond herself one day. And Power with it now. Just a step back to Condren. She's missed a couple, but drained a few as well. This time it rolls in. Lovely technique. Gets the margin to 8 again. They just can't seem to eat into that. They get it to 8 and they usually throw it away. Benjamin there hangs on to it nicely. So we've had a change at centre for the Jets.
McKilly Hock is on.
She is indeed. Ham's having a rest. Hock on. So, I'll just tell you as a commentator, I do hate the rolling substitution. I'm used to the old days where they give you a piece of paper and say this is the change.
That's it for the quarter.
So we've got a timeout here. 5-5 to play. Margin of 9. I think it was might be a Jets timeout. I think it was a Jets timeout.
I think it was a
Wildcats. Disregard my last comment. Wildcats have called it. Coach Danielle Edwards has called it. Gets the team in the huddle. So they're hanging around the Wildcats. Can't seem to eat into the margin a lot. Jets sort of just playing within themselves at the moment, my friend?
Yeah, like I said, they're just getting so much ease of access into their shooters, which is really good for them. And it's those simple errors that continue to stick around for the Wildcats. So they just need to. It must be frustrating for the players, but sometimes you come out there and have those types of games. But you know, they might play themselves in. And there's still another 2 quarters and another 5 minutes of this one remaining. So
excellent. So don't forget, we've got one more match coming up at 7. We'll be on air from about 4 minutes to 7. We run 4 minutes before the game's time scheduling. It's the CLC Tigers versus the USC Thunder. I'm going to call it match of the round. So 2 teams desperate for a first win, and they'll be playing from 7 o'clock. Stick to your screens. Of course, you can join us on any of the socials, particularly our Facebook page, which is the Hart Sapphire Series Facebook page. You can watch any of the games, past and present. And of course, we will keep them up on there, and you can comment and tell us who your favourite player is, etc., etc. Or your favourite commentator, Zach, maybe.
It'll all be you, Dave.
Yeah, you're right. So the Wildcats get us underway, and
a couple of positional changes here by the Wildcats. So Farnana has just gone into wing attack.
I'm really happy with that.
Mai in centre. Payne has come back on with Power, and Veve's gone into wing defence. So just probably trying to shake things up here, the Wildcats. Probably not happy with how things are going, so they may as well change things up and make things interesting, give the Jets something else to look at.
So Hock with the ball, links with O'Brien, and finds Bell, but a hell ball. A quickish one for me. Super umpire, no comment from the super umpire.
Check the time.
He's sitting on the fence. He's wearing his umpire's hat today.
And the stopwatch.
Power looks long. Great work.
Gotta love those takes by Condren. Just that takes superb timing to do the jump.
And Power even patted her on the back. That's how much she liked that. And the crowd loved it too. Sherlaw can't stop Power that time. And margin back to 7. It's the closest they've been for a while, the Wildcats.
Yeah, if they play a strong last 3 and a bit minutes, they're well in their chance of getting back in this match.
They seem to have gone to a bit of a smaller front end, and they seem to be running at a quicker pace. Perhaps they see that as a weakness of the Jets, maybe not quite match them in pace. A loose pass there, Taylor cops it in the head, the proverbial Falcon. So Cock finds Sherlaw, looks for O'Brien. Patience being shown here. Sherlaw back to Cock. Sorry, Hock. And Hock finds it. She's taking every second pass at the moment, Hock, and there's another one coming. No. So, and we have a goal attack on, and she's gone down. I think it's Baker, is it?
Yes, Rosie Baker for the Jets.
Baker. She hit the floor hard, and the turnover ensures. So inside 3 to play. Ball with Wildcats. Margin 7. Hock had that and is rewarded.
Yeah, great elevation, even as a tall centre court player. So
McKeely Hock, yes, she is tall and used a height well there and elevation to grab that one. Links well with O'Brien. 2 passes, they're down, and we've taken it back outside.
I've been really impressed with the just patience of the Jets today, I think. You know, they have had a bit of mid-court pressure put on, but it's great to see that they're not willing to give away any balls.
So Gomes came on to Bell, and Bell has quietened down a little bit. You think the move worked?
Yeah. I think that it's probably a little just more one-on-one.
So Bell's experience shining through. Sorry, got that the wrong way around. Gomez's experience shining through on Bell. And Power can get the margin to 6, and does. So we've got 1:53 to play, and this is the closest the Wildcats have been for a while. The defending premiers showing why they won last year, and Baker can't handle that one. Bell a little bit too high for her. And a chance here, they could get this back to 4 if they score here, their next centre next. And I'd say after being down by 8 at quarter time, Coach Edwards would be pretty happy with a margin of 4.
Yeah, well, at one stage there it was 10, so to rein it back into this margin would be very successful second quarter.
A little bit loose by the Jets at the present. And the pace now being shown. Obviously, they have definitely decided to pick up the pace. So Payne going at GA has made a difference as well. Fancy pass there by Power, probably not required. Got away with it. And Fanana throws a loose cross-court bounce pass, making it hard for her teammates.
Mama has the foot speed though.
Like her sister, they can run. It's getting a bit loose here and a bit scrappy at the moment. Bryony throws a pass into Power. She scores here and doesn't. Can't get her own rebound. That's crucial. They were on a real roll. Would have got the margin to 5. Their centre next. Sherlaw finds Hock. Hock to Baker. O'Brien back with the ball. She wants it again. Doesn't get it. So Baker, not sure where to go. Goes behind herself to Hock. Finds Bell.
Great defensive work by both Gomez and Taylor.
They did it well, but Bell too good. Gets the goal.
And that seems to be the difference. Jets' ability to convert.
28-21. It's a bit of a rush job. Now they've turned it over. They probably didn't need to do it that quick. And now Hock's got it. She'll look for Sherlaw. They've got to go long. Here it comes. They get it into Bell. She takes it well and draws the contact. So the hooter goes. I think it was Taylor with the contact. Bell will have a chance to get the margin back to 9. Sorry, 8. My maths is terrible. So it's 29-21 at the halftime break. Missed opportunity there for the Wildcats. It should have been 4 and then 10. Instead, it's the other way. They had it at 8. They get it back to 6. Should have been 4. Just like that, 8. It's back to 8. Missed opportunities, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. They were so close. But I think Jets will be really happy with that. They managed to just withstand the pressure of the Wildcats, particularly in that last 5 minutes, because they showed a lot of pace and a lot of work to try and reel in that score. But so the Jets will be very happy going into halftime that the result is still out by 8.
Excellent work. So we're going to take a bit of a break. The pitches will be up. The commentary will be down. We'll come back in the second half in about 3 minutes' time.
you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court?
Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in a game.
It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
Welcome back. Second half, game 2 in our 3-game coverage today. This thrilling game between the Wildcats, the defending premiers, and of course the USQ Jets. We're coming to you live from the Nissan Arena in the Mount Gravatt area of Brisbane for the Hart Sapphire Series 2020. My name's Dave Mills. I'm joined in commentary by our umpire extraordinaire, and of course that's Zach Von Hoff. Zach, what a great first half we had.
Yeah, excellent to see the Jets get out to that lead. So just a few simple errors allowing them to do that by the Wildcats, but they gave it their best shot to rein it in towards the end of the second half there, but just couldn't quite do it.
It was a case of missed opportunities for the Wildcats. They had the pedal to the metal and the foot on the throat, but they just couldn't convert. They had a chance to make the margin 4. Instead, it blew out to 8, and that meant it was an 11-11 second quarter. So, which is unfortunate, and they've started here with another turnover, so the Jets have a chance to build on their 8-goal margin.
Yeah, I reckon you might be in for a win on your choice of the Jets out by 20 there.
Oh, it's 27 to be exact.
27, righto.
So don't sell me short, my friend. And we have a contact there on Bell who's been superb today. Gomes was on her, and she seems to have gone off. And we've got more changes. And I love changes like I like diabetes. And
well, it's good to see Beryl Friday back on for the Wildcats down in the shooting circle. I think she was a bit of a playmaker in the first half, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes now.
So Friday to GS, and I think we've got a new GK on.
Lenora Misa is back on, yep, for the Wildcats.
So
and
Misa,
then we've
of course,
got
started the game. Friday with it now. She has to go and get her own ball and climb under the seats. And she makes no mistake. So margin 9. So they didn't get punished there, the Wildcats, as the Jets turned it over. Taylor with it now. So
yeah, just some of those connections just not quite working between the mid-quarters today. Some passes just a bit off and just not pulling the balls in quite as cleanly as they did last week.
So Brittany Mole goes on at wing defence for the Wildcats. And Baker's still at GA for the Jets. Benjamin's sitting at the moment.
Well on the bike in the background by the looks of things, so not quite having a Kit Kat.
Oh, you're sitting there, you know. So Bell gets it. And while Benjamin does the Tour de France, the Jets get another goal. Margin 10. Even that's too tall for Charlie Bell. Just a loose pass. Another missed opportunity this time to the Jets. Brian gets the arm around the outside hand. Coach's delight when you see that happening. Hams with it now. Bell makes no mistake. Ring-a-ding-ding. Bell gets another one. So margin 11, biggest lead of the game to the Jets. To either side, actually, but the Jets at the moment by 11. My with it. Finds Payne. And big pass into Friday. Friday, hell ball. Great defence there by, that's Condren. She got her distance and used those long arms of hers to cover the area well. So Condren gets us going. Hawks played well since she's come on. She's at wing defence now, was centre for a while. Hams back to centre.
Just unable to convert that, Payne, so Condren picking up the intercept.
Another loose pass, and Walno at GD. And the ever-reliable Charlie Bell.
Yeah, she's playing well today and just showing a bit of her class. Like, I think she was getting caught on the body in that second quarter, but has just really come off the player now and using that baseline and coming out of the circle a bit too. So
she seems to enjoy not having Gomes on her. So Hock with the contact there. Again, Stephanie O'Brien, that's her second one in a minute. And gets the ball back for her team, leading by example, the captain.
Tremendous in attack, but also showing her ability in defence as well.
She's got deceptively good speed. And a hand on there. Gets the turnover. Can the Wildcats convert this time? It's getting a bit scrappy, my friend.
Yeah, just a bit, maybe took it a bit too easy at half-time, potentially, some of these players, because, yeah, it's a bit like we saw it in the opening of the first half. Unable to hold on to some balls, going a bit everywhere and loose, and no connections between the players. So
there's another one. I think that was Verveer threw that one to nobody. And another loose, drop ball there, but run down well. So Walno chase that well. Hams, they're getting a bit stuck here on the defensive transverse line, the Jets. A big pass there by Hams. She's renowned for them. And Baker can't connect with Bell.
Yeah, it's a bit back and forth at the moment. So
Baker part of the Triple Bs. That's Benjamin, Bell and Baker in the shooting end. And great touch. The Bell used the height brilliantly, this time defensively, and follows up with the easy lay-in. And the margin, even though they're not probably playing the best they've played this match, is out to 13 by the Jets.
Yeah, I think it's at the moment it's a bit more of a case of the Wildcats aren't playing their best netball, far from it.
So, and Walno gets another intercept. Baker pulls this one in, can't connect with Bell at the moment, goes long to Hams. 2-on-1 in the circle and does brilliantly. Hams read that well. found Bell in the back space.
Yeah, they're a bit confused, the defenders there. There was a lot of swinging around the edge of the circle, high balls, and I think they got a bit of whiplash.
So we've played nearly 6 minutes in the third quarter, and there seems to be a timeout called by Danielle Edwards for the Wildcats. Not happy with what's going on. So since we've come back, it's been a 7-1 run since the resumption of the halftime break. So desperately needs to change something up here because the game is slipping away. Yeah, margin of 14.
Well and truly needed to take just take a moment to have a bit of a chat and change things up and settle the girls down because 7-1, not a good start to that third quarter, particularly when they were down and they finished off that second quarter so well. So
don't forget, send us a message on Facebook anytime you want. We have people eagerly standing by waiting to listen to your messages, questions, anything you want to say, anything about rules. We've got one of the best umpires sitting right beside me, so don't be ashamed to ask a question. There's no silly questions in this world. So don't forget, of course, at 7 o'clock tonight, Tigers versus Thunder. I'll be joined in commentary by none other than Paula Stewart, the winning coach from last year's Wildcats team. She was the first coach to win the Sapphire series, and she'll be joining me in commentary from 7. So Wildcats with it. Let's see how they resume after the timeout. Jets currently on a 7-1 run. 36-22 when they called the timeout. So, and Condren got a hand of that, but couldn't reel it in. She's been solid today, Bridie Condren.
Yeah, I can't underestimated her at all, and definitely showing why she was picked up by the West Coast Fever as a training partner.
So nice shot there by Beryl Friday. She's moved to GA. They're swinging the changes, the Wildcat side. My piece of paper is getting quite messy. So Gomes, no, it wasn't Gomes, sorry. Ooh, looked clean. Misa looked clean, but I think she must have been the second contact is where she's been pinged. And Baker with it finds Bell, who is under enormous pressure from Taylor. So, and Bell, I swear to God, that girl's got ice running through her veins. Nothing seems to phase her. Cool as a cucumber. So, not sure she's even breathing out there. She's not even puffing. So, My with it now. Looks in, finds power on the base. And the pressure from Condren not enough to stop the goal. So margin of 13. It was 14 at the timeout. A bit early to call to say if it's worked or not. Baker quite brilliant there. And makes no mistake on the shot. The pass from O'Brien, very subtle. So we're halfway through the third quarter, the championship quarter. And the Wildcats, the champions, doing it a little tough, down by 14. A bit of confusion in the front end. Seems like they want everything to go through Beryl Friday at the moment. She cuts the top of the circle well. And obstruction call, but doesn't need the second shot. Everything going through Friday at the moment, buddy.
Yeah, like I said, when she was on in that first half, she was taking every second ball anyway, so I'm not surprised that it's happening again here in the third quarter.
Hams to Bell, really copped that in the face. And Fair with it.
And just can't make any pass stick at the moment, the Wildcats, so they're having a bit of a frustrating day at the office.
They certainly are. And speaking of the office, it's all marked up with the Suncorp Super Netball. Lucky to have it all in Brisbane and the sunny coast at the moment. And don't forget, whilst there is the Super Shot logo on there, we do not play that in this competition. That's purely for the Suncorp Super Netball and the TV viewers. And the ball's been called out over the baseline. Condren is relieved. She thought she'd thrown it out herself. So, transition with the Jets. The margin 14. It's the biggest it's been. This to be 15 through Bell. She doesn't miss often, and not on this occasion either.
Yeah, it's those quick passes down into that circle that are really having tremendous effect for the Jets today.
So, using the theory that the turnover is not really a turnover until you score next, Bell misses. Oh, can't quite pull it in there, Baker.
She was going for a bit of a long shot, though. That's probably the longest range today.
She must have heard me say super shot and took it. So O'Brien again, this time she gets pinged. So
she's having another fantastic game again today, so she's starting the season so strongly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, she's always up around the MVP for the season for the last probably 7 or 8. She's always in the top 3 or 4.
It's no surprises, really, though.
I mean, this competition's, had different names over the last number of years, but it's she's always up there and thereabouts. So nice boards there by Power, and gets the shot, cuts the margin back to 14. Something has to get going with the Wildcats here.
Yeah, I think even if they can't come away with a win today, they need to just really try and bring it back in this fourth quarter and show that, even when things aren't going their way or they're not having the best day of netball, that they can still put together a competitive match.
So the goal to Friday, is that the spark they're looking for? Baker with it now finds O'Brien, steady as a rock, and Baker, the young son of the Triple Bs, just fires it into Bell, who, as cool as you like, just plops it in.
Yeah, under pressure of Misa coming out of the circle too.
So another loose pass, turnover time. Chance for the Jets to build.
And this is where we'll see the Jets come into their own. Hopefully, no commentators curse, but their ability to capitalise on turnovers. And we can see the nice patient play of the Jets, just waiting for that play to open up. When there's nothing ahead, they'll pass it around and pass back.
I'll tell you what, I haven't seen much of Hock play, but she is a workhorse. She is McKeely Hock. She's worked her butt off since she's been out there and presents herself on every second pass. Her transition play is great defence, and played a bit of centre in the second quarter as well.
Yeah, she can pretty much play any of those mid-court positions, so she's a very worthwhile player.
Bell took a strange shot there. I think it might have been a pass.
Well, you've been talking to her up all game, Dave, so she's running on lots of confidence.
Start calling my girl Bell. And Condren, brilliant work, gets the intercept and then bats it back into play. Just when it looked like it was going out. Hams with it now, finds Bell.
Oh, through 2 defenders
up.
too. There it is.
I'm going to start calling Michael Bell. Sensational effort. So, and the ball just can't connect for the Wildcats.
Yeah, the Jets are just playing with incredible confidence. Like, everything's going their way.
Excellent call there by the umpire. It was over a third. I thought it was going to get missed, but all over it, like white on rice.
I would not put it past Jess and Cara. They are a formidable pairing. So
a formidable pairing. And that over a third turnover, called by Jess Lakeman, has stopped the rot briefly. Margin of 15, though, is still big. O'Brien too easy.
Interesting, Misa just trying something different. She's trying to contest some of those loose balls in the midcourt coming out of that circle because obviously she's finding it difficult against Charlie Bell, so she wants to stop a bit earlier, but just been a bit late on some of those drives out of the circle.
So nice play there by the Wildcats. They've settled nicely now, but Power gets the goal. And Bell now coming out of the circle. And Baker with it. Benjamin's been off for a quarter and a half now, so maybe there's an injury concern there.
I think like Baker is a capable player in goal attack, so potentially they have the ability at the moment to work on some pairings when they've opened up a lead.
Probably a more pure goal attack than Benjamin. Benjamin's probably more shooter than goal attack, but when you've got Bell in the shooting spot,
yes,
makes it hard to get the bibble off her. So.
It's definitely a tall combination when it's Lucy and Charlie in there.
So Power with it now.
Needed for that to sit with both players out.
Hits the front of the ring, gets her own board at least, and puts it back. So the margin is the closest it's been in a while. It's 14, but the...
just couldn't hold on to it.
I think that was a missed pass, but got to its target, and unfortunately it spilled out.
It's really the story of the Wildcats' day today.
So we've got a minute to go in the championship quarter, and the champions down by 14, and working as hard as they possibly can to get it back. O'Brien with it now, finds Bell as easy as you like, and the girl with ice in the veins makes no mistake and gets the margin back to the formidable 15. And O'Brien hits the top of the circle. Bell swings it, hams. Baker's there, they see her, and Baker, who hasn't had many shots, and probably sitting at 100% as a result, makes no mistake.
Once again, it's just that patient play and their ability to pass the ball around the edge of the circle and giving the defenders a bit of whiplash, like where's that ball?
The proverbial defender whiplash. We got 15 seconds here. Wildcats need to get the wriggle on. And long ball in, they find power, settles and gets it. So smart play needs to be shown here by Hams, but she runs to the circle and will probably have to take it. Got away with one there because she stepped in with 4 seconds to go. A lucky play there. The quarter concludes. It's another strong quarter to the Jets. They've scored 17 in that quarter to the Wildcats 10, and the margin now 15. Zach, my friend, is it a bridge too far for the mighty champion Wildcats?
Oh, you called it. You said 27 at the beginning of the game, so they could be on track for that if they have another confident quarter. So 18-10 there. Like if they put that on again.
Well, I'm hoping Monique French gets out there because I coached that young lady a long time ago. I think it was 2012 when I last coached her, and she's an excellent player, and I'd love to see how she's been. She's been living in Victoria for a while, but she's been back a couple of years. So don't stress about the virus.
Unlike Ella Bertuccini, who had to serve quarantine when she
for
came
a couple
up.
of weeks. And the Wildcats, I don't know, they just seem a bit disjointed today, my friend.
Yeah, we've all had those days at the office where you just, you go in and you just know it's not your day. So it seems like that's what we're watching with Wildcats today because no passes seem to be sitting. They're not grabbing those loose balls. Everything's going the Jets' way, and that's why we have the scoreline as it is. So
I know you're an umpire, but put your coach's hat on. You're Danielle Edwards. You got a young team here that looking for that little bit of inspiration. What do you say to them?
I'd just be saying play it short and play it clean and play it consistent because you want to come out at least in a game like this with a strong last quarter. And particularly not to give away any ball. So, 2 leads to every ball and get it to the edge of the circle and get it into your shooters. It's easily said than done, particularly when, there's been a lot of loose balls today. But I think if they can just play cleanly, then they've got something to walk away with.
And the camera's focusing in there on Monique French. I hope
they've
she
heard
gets
you.
uncalled. I'm putting the call out. Let's get something going. Let's get a Facebook poll going. Should Monique French get on court? I think she should.
Well, they've set up a lead, so there's opportunities for them to make a few changes here.
Yeah,
the Jets.
So the margin of 15. So get her out there, I say. Mind you, I'd put her out there for only one up. So I rate her very highly. So, but that's why I commentate. Those that can play, those that can't coach, and those that really can't commentate.
Oh, there it is.
So I really can't, and here I am commentating. And I'll leave Tracy Jeans Fraser to run the team that's going to be 2-0 most likely at the end of today, maybe even top of the table if they boost their percentage in this game here. So appears to be no changes. I thought we might see... Benjamin has come back on. She's gone to GA. It looks like Baker has gone to the bench. And Wildcats with it all to do in the last quarter. Don't forget the big one, the 7 o'clock game, Tigers versus Thunder. Join me and, of course, Paula Stewart, one of the finest coaches we've ever produced for commentary. She'll be sitting beside me or standing, as the case may be, as we call it. Both teams desperate for a win. They both lost last week, so want to get their first win of the season. Join us at 6:56 sharp. So, and immediately the Jets turn it over, and the Wildcats have to be perfect, and they're not right there, and throwing it straight back to the Jets.
Yeah, it's unusual to see Mai and Veve making those mistakes today. So
it looks like they've never played together, to be honest with you. It's a little bit disjointed, isn't it?
And last week they played so fantastically that you could tell that they'd been playing together for years. So
both incredibly talented, just not gelling today. But let's not write off the defence of the Jets. So maybe there's extra pressure there than there was last week.
Well, like we said, O'Brien's had a fantastic game in attack and defence today. So the Jets know how to put on that full court pressure.
So Gomez has gone back on. She's gone to goalkeeper.
Yeah, that was quite successful earlier on against Charlie Bell, so it's probably quite a good move by the coach.
Well, that's where the Wildcats got back into it. They had that chance to make the margin 4. Unfortunately, just a turnover or two cost them, and it went out to 8. And it's been, daylight since then. The Jets put the pedal to the metal. So, loose ball there, Taylor. And Power sets herself up. It'll be Friday to take the throw. And Hams working hard on the outside of the circle. And Wildcats can't control it. And looks like the Jets will come up with a baseline throw in. Look at WD. Big fan of that young lady. He's played really well. Loose pass there to no one. Actually, I thought Benjamin was coming on, but if she didn't stay long because Baker's there. I may have missed that. Actually, Benjamin has...
She's got the patch on, so...
She's actually put the GS patch on, so I think she's going to be replacing Bells shortly. And...
great pressure by Condren coming out, putting a lot of doubt in that cross-court ball.
And in sad news for the French fans, Monique French has put the shirt back on. We may not see her today.
Disappointment.
We'll start a petition midweek. And looking for 50,000 signatures. So a step call there on McKeely Hawk. Didn't see it myself, but not going to argue with an umpire. I did that many times in my playing days and got nowhere. So
that's why we have a whistle in our hand.
That white shirt's very intimidating. Power makes no mistake. Margin back to 13. And as big as that margin is, it's the closest the Wildcats have been in a while. And Charlie Bell, brilliant, just got around Gomez there. And
yeah, showing all her skills today, Charlie Bell. All that ice in her veins, as you've been calling it.
I swear, mate, there's no blood there. She is the coolest shooter I've seen in a long time. Big fan of the way she plays. And Friday again. As soon as Friday's in that GA spot, she demands the ball. Doing a ton of work. Hams was about 3 inches away there and looks surprised that she got called for obstruction. Friday steps in, takes a shot, nothing but net. So a bit of zest, it seems, have gone out of the game. Both teams sort of going through the motions. Baker with it now. Hawk fakes to O'Brien. Hams looks in, finds Bell.
Too easy.
And incredible balance shown and gets the goal. It's just play-by-play at the moment.
Yeah, Wildcats haven't had... and there's that cross-court ball again that Condren just comes out for. Geez, strong take by Varnana just with the feed of Condren coming at her.
And Baker with it now. One of the triple Bs. Played well since she's been on. Drives hard to the top of the circle. Sets the screen for Bell. They've missed it. O'Brien looks in now, though. Yeah, it's on again.
Great patience by the Jets because there's some good defensive pressure being put on by the mid-quarters of the Wildcats, but getting it through the goal via Bell once again.
Don't underestimate the work Baker's doing. She's setting up a lot of play for Bell, making her job a lot easier. Banana has got it now, and Friday has been clipped. Not happy. And if looks could kill...
Yeah, that was one of them. I was even scared of that look then.
Condren nearly gets the intercept, finds Power in the end. And she makes no mistake. And the margin, 13. Both teams going through the motions at the moment. I don't think the Wildcats can make a serious run at it, given that I believe in the rule of 11. You've heard of the rule of 11?
No, you'll have to explain that one to me, actually.
The rule of 11, my friend, is when you're 11 up with 11 to go.
That's how it is, okay.
Yes. So.
Well, it's a bit more than 11 at the moment, so your maths isn't very good.
There you go.
And your favourite player's just been sent to the bench, so Lucy Benjamin just coming on in the goal shooter bib for the Jets.
Excellent decision, but Bell has had a massive match. Played all but 9.5 minutes.
She MVP today, Dave, or?
Man, I can't go past Stephanie O'Brien, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, she's had tremendous fun. So
and Hams has played well as well.
Hawk.
And Hawk,
yeah.
It's hard to pick. It's hard to
all
pick a
seven.
bad one. Yeah, but Stephanie O'Brien just seems to be the controller out there. Brooke Hams looks for the long pass at times, and so she brings a bit of flair, but O'Brien has been defensively stronger than probably Hams for me. And as a result, if I had to pick an MVP, which I have no bearing on anything, speak of the devil, O'Brien gets another intercept. That's her 27th for the match.
She knew we were talking about her.
Ears were burning, and Benjamin at the GS spot gets the ball in. So of the triple Bs, we've got Baker with Benjamin, Hams and O'Brien in the front end. And do you think Benjamin will handle Gomez better than Bell? Not that Bell did a bad job.
No, she seemed to get the better of, definitely in this fourth quarter. She had the better of Gomez just then. So, look, Lucy Benjamin is a very capable goal shooter, also been around for a while. So I have no doubt that with this confidence that they're playing with today, that'll be more of the same.
And Walno got the intercept there that gets the goal to Benjamin. Margin of 16. My 27's looking a little dodgy.
Well, it's only 11 goals, and you were talking up the rule of 11, so...
Absolutely, and look who's warming up. It's Monique French.
Get excited, Dave.
I certainly am. Big raps on that young lady. She would have had a good career here in Queensland, but went to pursue a career in Victoria. I think it might have been a man involved too. So she followed love to Victoria, and as a result, we've missed her for a few years. But she's back now with vengeance. So Hams, great ball. That is a magnificent pass into Benjamin.
Yeah, fantastic sight just to see Benjamin come off Gomez.
So great to have a diamond playing at this level, isn't it? You know, like we get a few ex-Firebirds come back.
Yes.
But a diamond. You know, that's just
well,
of.
Diamond in the Sapphire series, so...
Oh, look at you, Kate. Talking it up with the jewels. So... You're a diamond in the rough, are you, brother?
You know it.
Stop it.
So your girl Monique is just come on and centre.
Monique French. She's so new to the team, they haven't got a name with a shirt on, her dress with a name on it yet. Hits the top of the circle, finds Benjamin, throws it to a foot, not ideal. And Benjamin with a long bong, a super shot if we were playing it, and misses. But somehow Baker in traffic and the goalpost got the rebound and the shot.
Yeah, that's tremendous.
So,
footwork and handwork by her there.
So margin is 16, and My pulls it in, finds Power. Power's been solid since she went in to shooter, and as the commentator's curse kicks in, sorry to do that to you, Miss Power, but yeah, she's been pretty solid today.
Yeah, so probably the only thing that she needs is that just consistency on the shot, because she has taken a few really strong passes, particularly when on some very tough defence by the Jets, but just not able to sink the shots when needed.
So French connects with Baker. You could call that French bread. Sorry, dad joke. And Baker with it now, looks for Benjamin, kicks it back out to the top. They work the triangle well. Great work there by Gomez, gets the intercept out of the hands of French. And in transition, the Wildcats trying to into the margin of 16. It hasn't blown out like we thought it might. We were expecting 20 plus. So good effort by the Wildcats to keep it in the high teens.
Yeah, they haven't played a bad quarter here in the fourth, so if they can just finish strong and keep it even in this quarter, then it is something to walk away with. So
Friday misses a shot but gets her own rebound and ultimately gets the goal in. Margin back to 15. We've got 5:17 to play in the last quarter. Stick around for our last game tonight. Should be a cracker. Two teams that are desperate for their first win of the season in Tigers and USC Thunder. So, should be a good one, that one. Don't forget our sponsors, Hart Sport, supporting Netball Queensland for a second year in a row. We're very proud to have them on board. And of course, Mizuno. They are also one of our sponsors.
Yeah, I think all the girls got kitted out in the Mizuno shoes at the beginning of the season, so...
Yes, indeedy. So,
tremendous.
Used the height well, pulled it in, one-handed. A little bit of a bounce, but... So... Loose ball there from Baker. And Hock floating the top of the circle. Put some pressure on now.
Yeah, Beryl Friday just trying to tell her compatriot Power where she wanted her to go.
So
Ends up with the ball.
Nice work there by Power. So we have a timeout. Timeout Ipswich. The Jets, they call it the margin of 13.
I think this might have been their first one today.
Yeah,
so
I think it could be.
Yeah.
Just the last few minutes haven't gone the Jets' way, and the margin back to 13. So looking forward to the game tonight. Any thoughts on that one? The Tigers versus the USC Thunder?
After seeing the Thunder last week, they looked very impressive. So assuming that Binion Hunt and Ashley Uni can get back from USC Stadium, I'm picking the Thunder.
Tigers outclassed by the Cougars last week.
Yeah, look, they played very well early on, and they definitely showed some ability. And the Cougars are a very well-drilled team, so I'd be interested to see how the Tigers square up against the Thunder. But I just think the Thunder will run away with it.
So the timeout comes to a conclusion. The Jets back on court. The Wildcats walking back slowly. So and. Ball with the Jets. The aforementioned Monique French gets us underway, not quite. Waiting for the whistle. There it is. And the workhorse Hock does brilliantly again off the centre pass. And this time finds Hams, and someone's being cuddled. Looks like French is being cuddled. And Baker looking for a long bomb. Benjamin gets the board, had it, and yes, contact on Gomez. So Lucy's a tall young lass, doesn't like to jump a lot. If she could, she'd be purely unstoppable.
Yeah, but still a strong take between two defenders there. So
yes, indeed. So Friday with it, looks down, and beautiful play with Power. And the ball rings around.
Yeah, that's probably what we needed to see a little bit more, is that kind of front hold by Power today. She tried to use that backspace quite a lot, so it just hasn't paid off.
So Sherlaw's back on. Threw it into Benjamin. She fumbled. Baker couldn't pick it up. Gomez too fast. A long over a third pass. We're playing advantage. Good call by the umpire. Hams with it now. Finds French. French finds Benjamin. And a longish shot for Benjamin. Too long as it turns out. Bridge too far.
Geez, if the Wildcats could finish with a 10-goal margin here, you'd almost give that a win for them in this fourth quarter.
Well, you'd say Coach Tracy Jeans-Fraser wouldn't be happy with the last probably 7 or 8 minutes being dished out by the Jets. So, yes, the game was in the bag, but you don't ever want to go into the next match having a game like this.
Yeah, and particularly when percentages probably play a lot in this season, yeah, you kind of want to really make it a psychological advantage and put a team to bed.
So the ball with Wildcats, this is the closest they've been since pretty much the probably just after half-time. And it was 8 at half-time, and then the Jets scored the first 4, and that made it 12 just after the half-time. And at the moment it's back to 12. So Hams with it now, finds Sherlaw, Baker, Benjamin French, and Benjamin moving a bit too much at the moment. It's hard to find a target. Probably just needs to put hold on and get, I was going to say get Baker to peel around, but she's got to take the pass or shot. Goes to the top, uses the triangle. But see again, Benjamin, she's gone all the way from the base to the top. Now she's back to the base. Yeah,
and that's probably that's the combinations that the Jets have probably focused on, is that Benjamin and Bell combo, and then that Baker coming in to play that goal attack role as well.
A brilliant intercept there. I think that's Veve. And Veve. And can the Wildcats convert? It's with Friday, knocked out by Sherlaw. She gets pinged for it. She can't believe it's her.
Strong elevation in the air, though.
Brilliant. Power. The margin's back to 12, and we're in the last minute of this game. It's been pretty much done for a while. But great finish by the Wildcats. I'll take some positives out of this. This last sort of probably 10 minutes or so, they've looked the better side.
Yeah, look, I think they've just managed to clean up some of those challenges when they were throwing away a lot of loose balls. So that's really pleasing to see. I mean, the Jets have made quite a few changes. But yeah, just played a little bit easier in this, taking their foot off the pedal per se, I guess, in the last 10 minutes or so. So
another loose pass there, that time from Hams. Couldn't connect with, I think it was Baker driving the base. And this is a chance here. They've got 10 seconds to get this down to 10. A little step there missed by the umpire, but doesn't matter anyway. I always say the ball knows, and that one goes out.
Well, your rule of 11, there it is.
Thank you. So it's all over. The margin of 11, it looked like it could have blown out considerably. The Jets only scored 10 in that quarter to 14 to the Wildcats, so it was a 14-10 last quarter, and the Wildcats have come home with a wet sail. Alas, the job was too much for them to win the match, but disappointment for the Jets, I'd say. I don't think they'll be terribly happy with their last quarter.
Yeah, definitely they took their foot off the pedal and played a little bit easier. But they also threw on some different combinations and potentially combos that haven't been trained too much together. Yeah, Monique French coming on there and centre in the end as well. So I think it was a good opportunity to run a few girls and combinations.
Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because they're 2-0 and probably sitting, well, they will definitely be sitting joint equal leaders with the Cougars. And that's the way it will stay at the end of the second round. But, as a coach, I've been a coach, and I just know you're never happy with a performance that sort of drops off dramatically towards the last part of the match. And I think that would be... It seemed when Charlie Bell came off, they seemed to lose a little bit of their drive in the front end.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there are lots of smiling girls out there and very happy with their win. So they're probably playing with a lot of confidence, and they can take a lot of confidence going into their next rounds. So,
Buddy, even though we don't have any bearing on who is the player of the match, your player of the match would be?
Well, you said O'Brien, and I am a bit of a fan, but I'm going to go with the Ice Queen of Charlie Bell. She was just so strong under the post, and it didn't really matter what defensive combination came on. She just had the better of every single one of them. So I'm going to go with Charlie Bell.
Excellent work. You picked Charlie Bell. I'm going to stick with Steph O'Brien. I thought both offensively and defensively she was good. Your best for the Wildcats?
Look, Beryl Friday was definitely a playmaker for them in goal attack. I don't think Veve or Maimei had their best game out there today, so I'm going to go with Beryl Friday. And when they brought her off, I think they just lacked a little intensity. So, yeah, it's Beryl for me.
Probably agree with you on that one. She did a mountain of work, worked incredibly hard out there. She started at shooter, but then when she went to GA for most of the match, I thought she did her best. I thought Gomez at times was good. Like, she did make the Ice Queen Bell struggle just a little bit.
Yes.
If you can say she struggled. I think she still did well, but she at least made her change the game a little bit. And, the mid-court for the Wildcats just didn't gel today. So, yeah, probably for me it'll be Beryl Friday as well. Alrighty, well that wraps up game 2 of our 3-game coverage. Don't forget we're back at 4 minutes to 7 p.m. for the Tigers versus Thunder. My name's Dave Mills. I've been joined in commentary by umpire extraordinaire Zach Vernhoff. Zach, we'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Thank you for today.
No worries.
Don't forget, guys, if you want to come down, we have plenty of space. We are practicing safe protocols with the COVID-19. Be good to each other, and remember, be brilliant. See you soon. Bye for now.